Hey everyone, this is Matt Dingledine here at Watson Wood Music with the Greenville Jazz Collective in our first installment of the JazzEd series hosted by the City of Greenville. Shout out to hashtag #YeahThatGreenville. Thanks so much for helping us get this started. I'm going to show you a few things about both guitar playing and about some things that you can practice even if you're not a guitar player. And after I'm done doing my thing, I've got my buddy Maestro Shannon Hoover, the music director of the Greenville Jazz Collective. He will come up, show you a few things. We might even play a little together. We'll keep our distance. Promise. Stick around. Okay, if you're a guitar player, I want to encourage you to do some things with some scales to help you understand the guitar neck a little better. This is probably best suited for those of you who have a little bit of experience playing some scales, especially the major scales. So I'm going to talk about the G major scale, and if you're a guitar player, most of you will have learned this shape. I'm thinking it has no open strings, and I'm in what's called second position. So my first finger's on second fret here. And I'm going to play the notes in the G major scale. I'm going to do 2 octaves from the 6th string to the 1st string. Okay, and the notes we're playing in G major are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Or that's the octave at least. Okay, if you know that scale, that's amazing. That's really awesome. It's a really important shape for guitar players to know. We can do a lot of things with it. So much music is generated by the major scale. Very important for you to know. If you don't know it, go learn that one. I'm sure you can find all kinds of resources for it. What I want to encourage those of you who are already familiar with this shape to do is to find those same exact notes further up the fretboard. This will require you to think about the names of the notes that you're playing and locate those notes on the fretboard. Very important thing to do. Raise your hand if you're a guitar player who sometimes plays without thinking about the notes. So this is an important exercise to begin to think more deeply, more clearly about the names of the notes on the fretboard. So what we want to do is we want to take this shape that we just played in second position and leave it behind and say, you know what, now it's time to start on A. We're going to start on this 5th fret, A, and we're going to play the same notes except starting on A. So now it's A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, but it's the same notes of the G major scale. It might sound a little different if you start on A. That's a whole different tangent. But right now, we've just taken the notes in G major scale and we've learned how to play them, or I want to encourage you to explore learning how to play them in a different location on the neck. You will end up, if you repeat this process, with hopefully 5 different shapes. 5 different shapes. And for G major, you will have a scale that starts on G, or rather a scale shape that starts on G, scale shape that starts on A, B, D, and E. So 5 shapes ought to do it. There might be lots of other shapes to explore, but those 5 will give you a comprehensive, contiguous block of shapes going up and down the fretboard. So the next shape would be starting on B 7th fret. Again, same notes as G major scale, so B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Really important shape, a very useful shape, as you'll see that this 3rd shape that I played here covers only 4 frets. It fits the fingers quite nicely. Next shape I have starts on D. And finally, the last shape that we'll explore today starts on E. So you make sure you're thinking about what are the notes that I'm playing. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, so on and so forth, for whichever scale you're starting on, or shape position that you're starting on. Those are the notes. The next thing I'd like for you all to consider, and this would apply to all kinds of instrumentalists, anything that has pitch involved, you're going to be playing a major scale. This would be a really important exercise to get your fingers or hands doing different things within this really useful major scale system that will play so much of the music that we listen to and enjoy playing. So diatonic triads. Triads are major, minor, augmented, diminished. We have 3 of those in the major scale system. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in order. For G major, the first triad we're going to play is G, B, D. That's a G major triad. The next triad we'll play is A minor, A, C, E. Notice that all these notes are just in the scale. Diatonic means in the scale. The next triad we'll play is B minor, B, D, F sharp, and then C major, C, E, G, D major, D, F sharp, A, E minor, E, G, B, and F sharp diminished, which is F sharp, A, C. Okay. And then you can finish on your G major octave if you like. I would encourage you to go 2 octaves if you're able, or if you're playing the guitar, however much you can get inside of one position. If you're playing piano, 1 octave, 2 octaves. Same for saxophone or trumpet. 1 octave should be fine, but see how much you can go within comfort. All right, when you put it all together, we'll get G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished. Now I'll keep going. G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, G major. Then we do always want to go down. If we were using an exercise, we want to do it in reverse. So I'll go, just went up G major, go down F sharp diminished, down E minor, down D major, down C major, down B minor, down A minor, down G major. And we'll repeat that process going down the next octave if you like. All together, it should sound like this. Really great exercise. You'll notice that with triads, we have 3 notes. And if we're playing 8th notes through this, we start accenting every 3rd 8th note. That gets us playing some really interesting rhythms. It's quite useful. When I play with Shannon in just a moment, you'll hear me use some of these kinds of ideas. It gets me playing some cool rhythms and some nice harmony as well. So consider adding diatonic triads to your practice regimen. Quite useful. Shannon?
Hello everybody, my name's Shannon Hoover, and I'm here to walk you through some bass techniques. Specifically today we're going to work on warming up, how to warm up on the basses and the way I like to warm up to stay efficient and play lots of gigs. We're going to start with the upright bass, and what I like to do for early warm up on the upright is play chromatic scales. It also helps with your intonation, it helps your ear, and gets your fingers warmed up. And on the upright, a lot of us like to play in our submantle positions. So what I like to do, instead of using every finger, I group my 3rd and 4th finger together like that, and that really helps with intonation. And so I'll play open E, F, and then I shift up to play my F sharp, G, G sharp, or A flat, and then I do the same thing on the next string. Open, it's a half position, and then 1st position. Same thing on the D string, and this is a chromatic scale. And when I go in reverse order, play that note first and then shift to half position. little faster. So today I'd also like to talk about and play for you some open string arpeggios. It's another thing I like to warm up on when I'm playing bass. And on the upright, it's really good to set your intonation, and it really helps. So we'll start with the G major scale. It's going to be a couple octaves. So you play G, first position, second finger, B on the A string, open D, open G. That gives you time to go up to fourth position on your D string, B, D on the G string, and then your octave. So really effective for tuning, also really effective for getting to another place in the bass. I also do that with G minor. So you just change the B natural to B flat. Another open string arpeggio I like to do is C major and C minor. So C major, start on the A string, C, E on the D string, open G, that gives you time to get to fifth position, and I'll put the high C. If you want to, you can add your low E and G on the E string. C minor, and you can add the G underneath on the E string.